Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Flash episode, Attack on Gorilla City. So if you don't want anything spoiled or ruined for you, stop watching now. For everybody here, hey guys, Dave here, and take a look at what I finally got in. The final parts to my Jay Garrick cosplay is complete. However, although it's nice, I'm thinking about getting some chrome spray paint to touch up so that way it really shines. I want this darn thing to sparkle like the teeth of the Orbit Gum Girl, okay? So, looking forward to hopefully touching this thing up. And I know I'll have to clean shave when I'm eventually ready to do the full cosplay, but this is just awesome, dude. I love the hell out of this thing. So, we got the first of the two-part episode, Attack on Gorilla City. Last we left off, Harry was captured on Earth 2. Turns out there was an algorithm sent to him that was very complicated and whatnot. And he was able to decipher it, and it looks like it was actually an invitation to come to Gorilla City. He goes, and you might as well hear Admiral Akbar saying, "It's a trap!" So, now, it's up to Barry, Cisco, Caitlin, and now also Julian, who wants to tag along, to come check this thing out. Which is hysterical, considering he keeps on making Planet of the Apes reference, and he was in, I believe, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, so it was an interesting little thing there. Julian's trying to show that he can actually be more than just a pain in the backside, so I think that's a good thing. So, they end up going there, they find the remnants of the metahuman tracker that Harry always wore, and realize, well, guess what? It is a freaking trap. They get tranquilized darts, and they wake up in a cell, and both Cisco and Barry don't have their abilities for some strange reason. It looks like Grodd or something might be blocking it telepathically, so not a bad way to go there. Meanwhile, on Earth 1, Jessie was asked to stay behind because they weren't going to risk her getting trapped as well, because Harry would not let them hear the end of it was. And it's revealed that Wally does have speed, and he's becoming Kid Flash. And for some reason, Jessie is a little standoffish. Yeah, it's just not quite clicking right. They're also thinking that if they were able to take care of this whole gorilla attack thing, that they would prevent one of the future headlines. So we'll see what's going on. So while Team Flash, half of it at least, is on Earth 2 and captured, they start talking to Grodd, who animates Harry like a puppet, telling him that Sullivar is the leader here, and he wants to try to invade people. He's afraid of mankind, and now Sullivar even issues a challenge that he's going to put them in the arena, and he's going to kill them. Flash does a whole thing, I'll fight you one-on-one, but if I win, we get to go free. Sullivar's all good for that. And we have probably the biggest episode so far that has the biggest CGI budget. I'm telling you, it was pretty big. I mean, a Gorilla City arena full of gorillas. Sullivar kicking ass. I'm not really sure how I feel about him being the bad guy in here. I mean, and I'm really impressed with how a super ape can somehow keep up with a speedster. Plus, he does a ground pound technique that was impressive. I mean, I didn't think he had that kind of level of power. What I'm guessing that he did there is that just as the apes seem to be telepathic and can control minds, I'm thinking that that wasn't just physical. It may have been a telekinetic shockwave in combination with his physical strength. That'd be the only thing that makes sense to me, unless he's got so much power that he's able to actually hit something like with its power of a couple dozen elephants. So, I'm not sure. So, as Kid Flash is taking care of business, Jessie's still a little standoffish, but they start to figure that maybe it's just because she's worried about her dad. And she ends up talking to Wally, thinking that maybe she's not needed anymore. And, Wally's trying to show that that's not the case at all. So now they're talking about possibly having Jessie move to Earth 1. Of course, right now they need to get Harry back before this happens. So, the Flash won the fight in the arena, And he gets darted again because he won't kill Sullivar. He wakes up in the cell. Now Grodd's saying, well, your word really, word of Sullivar doesn't really mean much of anything. He's now been deposed. I'm now the leader. I'm going to invade Central City because that was Earth 1 was my home. So Grodd pretty much saying that he was supposed to help stop the invasion because Sullivar wanted to invade. No. It was all a trick and a trap. So, Grodd has definitely learned to think one step ahead. So the gang is trying to figure out how the heck to get out of here, but Grodd doesn't know that Caitlin has freeze powers. They're trying to think about maybe a way to try to get out, but Cisco even throws up the option if Caitlin kills Cisco, then there's no way that they can open the breach. So, but they're trying to think about some way, and I gotta admit, I'm a bit rusty on... Like, I love thinking about comic book plot lines and how they can try to cheat certain death-defying stuff. I mean, I love stuff like that. But I have to admit, I didn't quite see what they had coming here. Grodd eventually comes in and sees that the Flash's body is dead and cold to the touch. Caitlin says that he has started having heart palpitations or his kidneys ruptured or whatever, and then he died. Grodd pulls him out of the cell, throws him on the pile. Turns out... Barry was just faking it, and Caitlin managed to hit him with a little Killer Frost freeze to keep him from, looking like he was alive. So he manages to vibrate himself back up to normal temperature, and he frees the gang. So they're getting out of Dodge. Grodd's going after him. Cisco opens the breach. He gets back home, and it looks like everything's fine. Harry's catching up on rest. He's happy to see Jesse. Meanwhile, HR has been talking to Jesse about the possibility of staying, and when it comes to the matters of love, that's his expertise. So he's encouraging Jesse to stay. So it looks like Jesse might be. Now here's the kicker. Just when everyone thinks that things are starting to look good and that it's one more step in the right direction to keep Iris safe, well, dun dun dun, here comes the epilogue. And we cut back to Gorilla City with Grodd upon the throne. And it looks like somehow he's gotten a hold of Gypsy to open up the breaches. Now he has an army of gorillas ready to march on Central City on Earth 1. And she's going to be the door to it. So, yeah. Not exactly the way that I would have liked to see Gypsy come back. But at least it makes sense now how he's going to have some way to get it. But how the hell did Gypsy even get there in the first place? I'm guessing if Grodd was smart enough to send a logarithm to trick Harry into coming, he was also smart enough to try to send something, thanks to Harry, to send out a beacon for anyone that could open breaches to come to them. So Grodd is not to be messed with, man. He's an intelligent ape, so don't mess with him. So next week we're going to have the attack on Central City, and we're going to have at least 3 speedsters kicking butt and taking names against Grodd's army. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Overall, considering it was a 2-week break before a new episode, it was good. And it was always good to see Grodd. Like I said, I wasn't crazy about seeing Sullivar as a bad guy in here, just because, but looks like even that was something of being duped. So hopefully we'll see better relations with Sullivar in the future. And like I said, the CGI was fantastic. The fight scene was pretty good. And it's just scary to see what can happen here. Also, it looks like Caitlin and Julian are getting happy to see each other. Julian came along to protect Caitlin. When they got back, he decided to go out for steak and coffee. So, hey, more power to you. I'm not sure how I feel about 2 possibly bad guys being, buddy like that. But, hey, I hope you're happy. Goodness knows Caitlin needs it. So anyway, it was a good episode all in all. And I'm looking forward to the next part. Personally, I'm looking more forward to the Supergirl Flash musical crossover, but that's just me. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Grodd, seeing his army, and hopefully seeing Sullivar having a nicer side, so we'll see. So, what do you guys think of the episode? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around, and if you have any tips for helping to give this thing a little touch up, please feel free to let me know. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully sometime in the near future, if there's going to be a Comic-Con in the area, I'm going to be cosplaying as good old Jay Garrick. So, looking forward to seeing somebody dressing up as Barry or whatever and calling them Slugger. Alright, guys. Until next time, Dave signing off. Tipping the hat to you. Peace.